What up, you guys? This your boy, the Kryptonian saying, bringing you a review for One Piece chapter 253. And this was a really, really good chapter. I like this chapter in particular. I like how you have some logic introduced where Nico Robin is telling Luffy and Usopp, like, hey, we can't be camping with a fire blazing. It's going to give away our position to the enemy. And even Nami is making the point like, hey, there are beasts and monsters and all these different things out there. That's probably not a good idea. And at first I thought Luffy and Usopp, they had some big ass plan like they're getting ready to share, because Usopp's like, ha, Luffy, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's lived in the dark her whole life. And Luffy's just like, yeah, Usopp, I don't know what this chick's talking about. And that's when Luffy and Usopp, they're doing something around. Looks like they're digging or trying to start a fire. And they're saying like, hey, you can't camp unless there's a fire. And when that happened, I laughed my ass off, because I was just like, that's a total Luffy moment. And then right after that, you have Zoro and Sanji, who were just fighting a few panels ago. They built this huge ass container. It's not a container. I don't know exactly what you call it. I can't think of fire pit. They built this huge ass fire pit with logs, and they're like, hey, you know, this should be big enough. And even Nami's like, you idiots, you're in it too. And there's these monsters, or not monsters, creatures in the background. And Sanji's got the fire log, and he's just like, hey, no problem, Nami. Look, I'll protect you if anything happens. Like, I just love that. There was a lot of comedy just in that one moment. And then when you see the Straw Hats and they're all dancing and laughing, just very beautiful, huge payoff for everything that's happened, especially given the fact that we're finally getting some treasure hunting. Like, god damn, Oda, it just took you 253 fucking chapters, man. Like, because when I found out One Piece was about pirates, like, one of the reasons why I held off, because I was just like, oh, I don't want to read a story about some kid looking for treasure. That's not going to be interesting. And then when I started reading it, it was something else. But at the end of the day, they're pirates. The only one who's really got that pirate searching for gold mentality is Nami, if you will. I mean, there's other things, I guess you could say, kind of like how with the Naruto story, where there's different meanings for a ninja, and you have your ninja way. So I'm going to say all the One Piece pirates, they have their own pirate way of the pirate will, whatever you want to call it. So that was cool just to see that. And I love the design in particular of Nami with the glasses. I'm a huge sucker for women with glasses. So that was really cool. You know, I know you guys have told me in the past, like, Oda's been under fire because his female designs, like, they're pretty bland and boring. And I've even talked about it myself. Like, he could do better, but at the same time, that's a look he needs to keep Nami with on a regular basis. Like, the glasses, like, that's hot right there. That's really good. That would actually make her look different. But I don't know from an artistic perspective if that would be a little difficult, because you wouldn't think it would be difficult, but I mean, I know some artists, and that's one of the things they say, like, some of them struggle with hands, some of them struggle with feet. And I wonder if maybe aesthetically Nami having glasses, and then just the pain that it would take drawing that, even if you have assistants, if that would be too much. You know, just a little known fact, that's actually why Son Goku never had his tail after a certain point in Dragon Ball. And even his children, it came back for a brief period with Gohan. But Akira Toriyama said drawing the tail was too much of a pain in the ass, which is why he just stopped away with it. Same reason why he gave Goku blonde hair when he went Super Saiyan. It wasn't any symbolic reason. That's just the color he had at the moment, and it would save time. So you have to keep that in mind when it comes to certain things. I personally think that's hot. That's going to be one of my questions for you guys. What do you think about Nami's design with the glass? It's a small thing, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. Now, the other thing is when they're going over their plan, I love the fact that, you know, this girl put her brain to use, man. Like, she's the real MVP for this chapter, because she's basically saying that the whole reason why Nolan was saying that there was a treasure in the right eye of the skull is actually because Jaya and Skypiea, they used to be the same island, and because of that, maybe the knock-up stream knocked that part of Jaya into the sky. And they even agree that the stream is powerful enough that it probably would have done that. And the treasure's on the island somewhere, and Nami's located it. And I like how she put the two maps together, which goes back to Nico Robin. I love this, man, because it's showing that, like, the women in One Piece, they can contribute. I mean, I love strong female characters. You know, I love Belle. Belle's probably got one of the like Nami's mom, like foster mom. It's got probably one of the best stories, and that's part of why I like Nami, because of that story, how it's kind of weaved in. So that's really cool, just seeing that once again we have a female character who's pulling her weight, contributing to the plot. She's not there for fan service like how Bulma was in Dragon Ball. She's not the damsel in distress who needs to be rescued all the time and might do a little bit of fighting. Like, I like how these two women in this story who are part of the main cast, they're contributing when you least expect it. And if you take Nami out of this chapter, doesn't happen. This chapter does not move forward very far. So that was cool, man. That was cool. She's pivotal in everything. And one of the things I've noticed with Oda is when he's got a lot of chapters where all the Straw Hat characters are together, he switches the perspective. What I mean by the perspective is he switches who he focuses on for each chapter. One chapter it might be Luffy focus. Got tongue tied there. Might be Luffy focus. Next chapter might be on Zoro. Might be Nami. Might be Chopper. Whatever. But like all of them, there's focus placed on them because Luffy is the main character. You do have that moment where every single chapter Luffy pops up because he is the main character. He pops up in some kind of way. So that was cool to see that, you know. Another thing I thought was interesting was, again, just the war that's going on, this civil war that's taking place on the upper yard, where you have Wiper and he's telling his men, like, this is the time to push forward. We're not backing down. And he has to check himself because they've got injuries. And sometimes you can be so locked in on the things that you want that you don't understand that there's a process to get there, and you can't do it all in one fell swoop. And that's what's happening right now. Like, he wants to go challenge Enel, but the problem is he can't do it just yet. And Enel's even summoned some of his vassals back. So that's pretty cool just to see that there is a regrouping and there's a calm before the storm, if you will. And Luffy and them, I can see them walking right in the middle of this shit. Explicit word. I'm trying to catch that. I don't want to have to use the noises and everything to edit out, but they could walk right in the middle of this stuff. So I love where Oda's taking this, man. Like, once again, more funneling. Very good chapter, guys. My chapter question is going to be, was there ever a time where you wanted something and you were so close, but you had to pull back and you had to say, I can't do it now, so let me move on. Let me go to the next one. But as always, oh, and don't forget my question about Nami and the glasses. But as always, guys, if you like anything I have to say, hit that like button, comment, rate, subscribe, share. I will greatly appreciate it. As always, thank you for watching Kryptonian Saiyan. Have an awesome day, guys.